Okay, good morning, class. My battery went off, so I have to start all over. And I had to start all over, so I already wrote on my book. But this lesson is 5.8, and the objective of this lesson is that we're going to solve multi-step decimal problems using strategy work backward. So the main keyword here is work backward. We're going to break down the problems to see what is it that we need to find and what information we have. So let's go ahead and read together. Unlock the problem. Carson spent $15.99 for 2 books and 3 pens. The books cost $4.95 each. The sales tax on the total purchase was $1.22. Carson also used a coupon for 50 cents off his purchase. Each pen had the same cost. How much did each pen cost? So based on each lesson, we usually open a lesson with a word problem. And if you remember, we want to circle the information that we're going to use. So we're going to use $15.99 for 2 books and 3 pens. So I kind of circle that. And then we're also going to use the books cost $4.95 each. And we also know that the sales tax is $1.22. And then he uses a coupon that's going to take off 50 cents off his purchase. We're going to underline the question. The question is, how much did each pen cost? So we're going to use this graphic organizer to read the problem. The first question you want to ask yourself is, what do I need to find? Sorry. So what is it that I need to find? And if you need to pause the video and read the problem, the word problem, several times, go ahead and do that. Reading the problem a couple of times helps you get full understanding of what the problem is asking you for. But we did kind of underline the question. How much did each pen cost? So what do I need to find? I need to find the cost of each pen. Now let's go to the next question. The next question asks you, what information do I need to use? So we're probably going to use all the information that they give us. It's not always that the case, but you want to start by examining what they're giving you to determine if you're going to need it. So in order to find the pen, what we need to use that Carson spent $15.99 for 2 books and 3 pens? I think we will. So, what information do I need to use? Carson spent $15.99 for 2 books and 3 pens. And so we find here that we have extra information that we need to get rid of in order to find how much each pen costs. And so we know that the books cost each $4.95, right? And we find it here. Okay, each book is $4.95. And then the tax was $1.22. And that he used a coupon that took 50 cents off. So that's the information that I need to use. Now, how will I use the information? How can I figure out how many the cost of each pen? Well, I know that I need to separate this out. I need to leave pens alone. So I'm going to do that by working backwards. So I can work backward, okay, from the amount Carson spent to find the cost of each pen. Okay, I can work backward from the amount Carson spent to find the cost of each pen. So we know how much he spent in total, right? We know that it was $15.99. So we're gonna now solve the problem. And a good way that we can solve this problem is by making a flow chart. The flow chart helps us see or show all the information. And we can use inverse operations to work backwards and solve it. So we know that the cost of 3 pens, okay, because $15.99 is for 2 books and 3 pens. So cost of 3 pens plus the cost of 2 books plus the tax and minus the coupon is going to give me the total amount he spent. So let's go ahead and plug in the information we have. Do we know the cost of the 3 pens? No, right? We do not know the cost of the 3 pens. So we're just going to put 3 times the cost of each pen. And ultimately, this is what we want to try to find. And then we have the cost of 2 books. Well, do we know what each book costs? Yeah, right? If you go back to the what information I need to use, we know that each book, it costs $4.95. And there's 2 books, so that will be 2 times $4.95. And then do we know the amount of tax? Yes, they tell us that the tax was $1.22. So we're going to put $1.22. And then we need to take away the amount of the coupon. And the coupon took off 50 cents. So that's going to give me the total amount that he had to pay, how much Carson spent. And we know that information, right? We know that he spent $15.99. Now, let's go ahead and work this backwards. Okay. Now we're gonna start by so we're gonna write this as an inverse so that we can have the cost of the 3 pens on my right side. Okay, so we're going to start by doing the total spent and then add the coupon. We're going to subtract the tax, subtract the cost of the books, and that should give us the cost of the pens. So what is the total spent? Okay, we go back to $15.99. And we add the coupon, the amount of the coupon, and we know that that's 50 cents. Now we're going to subtract the tax, subtract the 2 books, and we can solve that, right? What's 4 times 4.95? Okay. So that'll be 4.95 times 2. 5 times 2 equals 10. 9 times 2 equals 18. Plus 1, 19. 4 times 2 equals 8, and 1 is 9. So that gave me $9.90. Okay, so the cost for the 2 books is $9.90. And that would equal to the total of cost of the pens. The reason why I'm putting this on this other side is because if you see, we have the information for all this items. We know the cost of the books, we know the amount of the tax, we know the amount of the coupon, and the total spend. So if we put it all on one side, then we can know how much it was for what the cost was for the 3 pens. So the reason why we add $15.99 plus the amount of the coupon is because I'm doing the inverse. Here I was subtracting the amount of the coupon. Now I'm going to add it. And then I just, total spend plus the amount of the coupon is how much everything would cost without having the coupon. And then if you take away the tax and you take away the cost of the books, then you would get the cost of the 3 pens. So now we're going to go ahead and solve it. So $15.99 plus 0.50. Okay, and you will need your piece of paper, scratch paper, if you don't have enough space in your book. so that you can do the math. So we're going to do, let's see, let's get this over so you can see it. So we have $15.99 plus 50. Remember that when you're adding decimals, you need to line up the decimal point. 9 plus 0 equals 9. 9 plus 5 equals 14. Okay, I'm going to bring down the decimal point, and then 5 plus 1 equals 6, and then bring down this 1. So I have 15.99 plus 0.50 equals 16.49. Now I'm going to subtract 16.49 minus 1.22. 9 minus 2 equals 7. 4 minus 2 equals 2. Remember, what we're subtracting is very similar to addition. We line up the decimals, and I'm bringing down the decimal point. And then 6 minus 1 equals 5, and then bring down the 1. So when you take off the tax, it's $15.27. Now let's take off the cost of the 2 books. So now I'm going to subtract 15.27, take away $9.90. So here I added the coupon back. Here I subtracted the amount of tax. Now I'm going to subtract the cost of the 2 books. So 7 minus 0 equals 7. And then I'm going to regroup. 12 minus 9 is 3. Bring down the decimal point. This is 4 because I regrouped. So 14 minus 9 equals 5.37. So the cost for the 3 pence is $5.37. Okay, so if I already know the cost of the 3 pence, but I want to know the cost of 1 pen, what is it that I'm going to do? Going to divide the cost of the 3 pence by 3 to find the cost of each pen. So $5.37 divided by 3. So now we're going to divide, and we're doing all of this by hand because we already learned how to divide. So $5.37 divided by 3. How many times does the 3 fit into the 5? 1. Okay, I divided, now I multiply. 3 times 1 equals 3. Now I subtract. That equals 2. And then I'm going to put my decimal point here. And I'm going to bring down. So bring down the 3. 3 fits into the 23. Well, 7 times 3 is 21. Subtract. That equals 2. When you subtract, bring down the 7. And 3 times, what number will give me 27? I think it's 9. So each pen cost $1.79. So we use the strategy work backward to solve a multi-step decimal problem. It looks difficult because it has many parts, but if you break it down and use a model, or in this case we used a flow chart, it helped us solve the problem. So when you have word problems, you need to break it down into parts. If you are still lost in any of this, just go back and watch the video again. And we will be working on this again tomorrow so that I can give you support and help you if there's any things that you are still having trouble with. But for now, for today, I just want you to give it a try. And then tomorrow we'll look at this closely. All right? I hope you have a good day.